And save. Save. All right.
There we start.
And we're live.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
So, hi, dude. Welcome
I don't
to
know.
what is this episode 26?
Yeah, it is.
Um, so I actually, I actually had a lot to say. I think I have a lot to say about this topic because I got to see a lot this
Oh,
weekend
I
driving.
did too. I experienced some
Yeah,
because
you
I
guys
was being
drove.
Ubered around too. So,
Oh, interesting. So
yeah,
you got
oh
to see like
yeah, because
so.
my car battery died. So I had to Uber around for a couple days.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
topic today is driving habits or driving etiquette. Um, I guess some of it is also like just people that ignore certain driving
Oh
rules.
yeah.
Um, so I guess yeah, I'm interested to see or to hear what you saw sitting, being driven around. But also like I got to experience. I drove through four states this weekend,
Oh, Jesus.
and different road signs. I noticed slightly different behavior.
Hmm.
Um, so and I got to drive a car with a trailer, which is interesting. So
Oof.
actually, I'll just start off with that one.
Yeah, go
Um,
for it. That sounds
in
scary.
Cali- in California, there's the signs that say like all vehicles when towing, like speed limit 55.
Okay.
Um, and I noticed that they they don't have those signs in Arizona, Nevada, or Utah. I just and people were flying with trailers.
Yeah, you see
Um,
dudes with like a toy hauler, like
mhm.
going like 85, the lifted truck with a gooseneck hitch.
Yeah, like a big fifth wheel or whatever they're called,
Yeah,
toy hauler, like a big 35-foot thing.
like a preposterous one, like ones that Europeans make fun of us for.
Yeah, and they were flying, and it was raining. Like in Utah, it was raining crazy, and it was like I was scared, dude. I wasn't used to it. But I don't know. I feel like I will say that I kind of got used to going like 70 by the time I was heading back, 70 with the trailer. So when I got to California, I actually had to like get readjust to going 55 or 60-ish
Like, Utah is this state right here, right, where my error is?
down.
Got a dent in
Oh,
the
oh, right
top
here.
right.
That one.
Oh, so you went from way down here all the way, like this way,
Yeah.
kind of? Okay.
Nah, there's a corner where you drive through Arizona.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of like wiggles between the four states. Yeah. I was only in Arizona for what is it, like 50 miles or so?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Oh, so
it's an hour.
you just crossed over at this corner then right here.
Yeah, just the corner of Arizona.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're there for like 2 seconds. That's where my car broke down.
Oh, gee.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's honestly one of the prettiest areas too. Like when you go through that like Virgin River Gorge or whatever it's called. That was wild. Um, but yeah, that was just a weird one I noticed. I feel like in Utah there's a part of the 15 freeway where it's only two lanes as well, and they kind of do follow, or at least on the days that I drove by, they were kind of following like that European thing where you like have the right lane for driving and the left lane for passing.
Hmm.
I don't know, it
yeah.
was kind of
I do that when I drive actually.
do you?
Yeah, it's very much like if I'm going like 80 miles an hour, I'll go around somebody. I have a bad habit of speeding, but I'll pass on the left and go back into the slow lane, regardless if the highway's empty or not.
You do that, Dylan?
I try to. I mean, like if I'm driving in the morning and the freeway's packed, I go full Wangan midnight out there. But I try to be an adult about it, not pass people on the right. But when there's like an 18 wheeler in the left lane, all rules are off.
Or there's always
Yeah,
like a charter bus, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Lucky Star Charter.
Right.
I've seen those. They always stop at the outlets.
Yeah, they're always a pachanga here.
Yeah, but um, actually, speaking of passing on the right, I wanted to bring up one that it kind of bothers me whenever I see people do it.
Okay.
But it's like when in California, at least, when the dashed lines become more frequent, it means that that lane is going to end, right? So you
Right.
know that that's an off ramp on the freeway, and people will go into the off ramp to get ahead and then cut over
Hmm.
at the last minute. I don't
Yeah.
know. Is this like a thing you guys do? I noticed some people do it.
I
Cutters are one of the biggest sources of just intractable traffic, so I try to not be one.
I will. I would only do it only if there's like a, let's say there's four lanes and the first one on the right is like empty and there's like a three cars going the same speed limit. I'll cut around them just to get. I don't know. They're not self aware of how slow or how much traffic they have building up behind them.
Okay.
So let's say like these two are backed up. I'll go around them like this and then back in. But just I don't know. I'm impatient when it comes to driving.
Okay. What if it's like fully congested in the freeway lanes?
Oh, then yeah, I'll say my ass in my own lane.
Uh-huh.
I'll I'm a big don't die in every hill guy,
Hmm.
but I'm definitely I've been sitting in this lane for 30 minutes to try to get off, and there's a truck that wants in. I'm like,
Yeah.
go ahead, hit my car, see where it takes you.
Uh-huh.
It's like
You want
these,
to have
right?
a life-changing day, buddy?
Like this is a normal, and this is like this. Hey, this lane's gonna close off soon.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And
Mhm.
then like one time I was riding with my ex-girlfriend's dad, and he's old as shit. He's like 75. And he gets in his fucking Mazda 5 MPV, and it was congested on the freeway, and there was like a freeway interchange coming up. So he's like, and he was like proud of himself for doing it. He's like, I do this normally when they're going too slow, and he just like fucking cuts over into the interchange, floors it, goes past like 15 cars, and then cuts back in. Like,
Hmm.
I just like, I don't know.
You're embarrassed almost. You wanted like
Yeah,
duck in your
dude.
seat.
Fuck, man.
I especially when there's like traffic, and this is a habit that I like. One of the only habits that I don't have is like when you're in traffic and then suddenly people become emotionally invested in the process of transportation. You know,
Mhm.
like people who should only be on a bus or train because they're like,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But when they do that, I'm just like, I just remind myself that it's a very very dangerous act, and it's America, so no one has any certification. They just showed up at 15 and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, go crazy. Like, you have all the lane jumpers. They go new lane, old lane, old lane, new lane, new
Yeah.
lane, old lane.
Mhm. The traffic moves
So
one car up forward. They're switching lanes.
yeah, my mom, when she's in the car, will try to make
Actually,
the driver do that,
uh-huh.
which Hollister believes.
Yeah. You reminded me of another one actually. So when I was driving up to Utah, there was like this bridge that they're working on. So it was like one lane, and there was like 3 miles of just completely stopped traffic. Like it was bad. We lost like 40 minutes,
Ew.
Yeah.
and people were getting antsy. You know, like it's just frustrating. And I get it, but like some of these people, they, um, one guy in particular was like, he would like swerve constantly to like see how far along, like how much more traffic there was gonna be.
Yeah.
You know, he like constantly, and it was kind of erratic, and it was like me and my dad were just like, whoa, watch out with this guy. Like, you know, like he would. I felt bad for like any motorcyclist because he was to the left of us, so like you can imagine like a motorcycle splitting lanes. You know, like
Right.
yeah, just like what the, like that guy's just gonna like run him over or whatever. And the guy was driving like a big old Suburban too.
Mm.
People are willing to get killed for 10 seconds.
Yeah. And then there was this other point where like 3 cars just decided to just drive down the shoulder and just be like, fuck this traffic. And just like went down the shoulder. And then this old lady in front of us, right in front of us, was like, no, and just like went into the shoulder and
Blocked them. Hell yeah.
blocked them. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, whoa, this is getting
People getting like
getting a little,
like
yeah.
taking it personal.
Yeah, it's like it pisses me off too, but like I
Mhm.
don't know.
One thing I
and,
found.
like,
Go ahead.
Well, the inefficiency pisses me off, but like it's the Bill Burr joke that like when he's in traffic he turns into Mussolini. He's like, "What are you morons doing on my road?"
Yeah.
Like, it's not your road. It's just, I mean, it's the ultimate example for Buddhism, right? You're supposed to
Mhm.
have the joyful participation in the sorrow of the world. Just sit there and listen to your podcast.
Yeah. Just
But people are like,
go
my,
and-
like their wife's
Yeah.
in labor when they really are just like trying to get home and watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Really?
Um,
Yeah, you're right. It's just about it, like kind of.
My
rolling
grandpa
the punches.
would just pull over. He'd be like,
Mhm.
just sit on the side of the freeway.
I used to do that.
Well, you are a grandpa.
Bob's the oldest.
Yeah.
How old are you? Like 96?
Yeah, almost.
My grandpa would have been, what is it, 2022? We've been 102 this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all this.
Yeah.
When it comes to zipper merging, do y'all merge as soon as you can, or do you wait until the last second?
I try to get clear of people. That's my first priority.
So you're an early merger then.
Well, no, but like this is the thing is like I believe that it's the responsibility of the people on the freeway to maintain their speed and be normal, right?
Right. It's like this picture, early or late, kind of.
Yeah. And then it's my responsibility as the person getting on the freeway to match speed and get this process over with so we can all be doing the same thing. But I like to like pull up and see if you got like a lady in an Elantra who might be like, you know, surging and slamming on the brake because she doesn't know how to be on the freeway.
Right.
You know, like there's always someone who's going to throw a wrench in things. So you have, you know, a Hellcat by, so.
Mm-hmm.
Tricky one. I don't know. I think I feel like I have to like kind of. What's that? It's that idiom. It's like take the room temperature. Or I don't know.
Read the room.
Yeah, I feel
Take
like
the
I
temperature
gotta.
of the room.
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I have to do because sometimes I'll go a little early, not like super early, but like I'll usually start merging like with some space in front of me, but I'll start going real slow into the lane.
Oh, okay.
Like especially if it's stopped. If it's stopped, I'll go real slow into the lane, but it's like indicating, I hope,
Right.
that to other people behind me, like we should just start getting ready
Mm-hmm.
soon, you know?
Right.
And I don't know, is that like I don't know if I'm like being too controlling at that point, but it's
Right.
like it feels like come on guys, let's like just be orderly about it. And sometimes you get someone that like if I go too soon, I feel like people are just gonna fly by, which is fair. I mean, I've left that unused space. Then they should just go whenever they want. But
I'd.
if I wait till the last minute, I feel like it's making us break more. Like it's like I try to like just kind of maintain a constant. Like if it's stop and go and there's a lane change, like a lane
Mhm.
reduction, I'll try to just fucking like clutch out in first and just idle that bitch like
Okay.
5 miles an hour. If I can afford
Mhm.
if I can manage it and just keep a constant speed, and I try to stay in my lane if I can. And if I can't, then I'll just do it slowly in a way that like I'm not like slamming on brakes or like I don't know, I just feel like it creates more traffic, and it just also makes being in traffic more miserable when it's like constantly okay, stop, okay, go.
Especially
Versus
where you two
knowing
live.
that you're gonna go 5. You're gonna go 5 miles an hour for the next 2 miles, mile,
Mhm.
and then you're just gonna get out of it.
Well, last week, I mean, I don't want to start just bitching about traffic. 'Cause that's my
Well,
contribution.
you live in California. That's all we're gonna do.
Yeah, you know, like how'd you get here from the 5 to the yeah.
The
But
worst freeway.
yeah, just freeways that haven't been upgraded since they widened them to make sure nukes could get from coast to coast. In 1947. No, but like I was very proud of myself because I left work at 3:35 and I got home at 6:10.
Gee, that's almost 3 hours.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
And like, you know, I was dumb because I don't sit in traffic really because I've always worked at nights and on weekends and you know, like
Yeah.
leaving work at 6 a.m. against traffic. But it took me the crazy ways way where it like took me through neighborhoods. That's how I saw that weird house with the Lamborghini.
Okay.
But I was like so fucking angry.
Yeah.
And I was
No,
like,
I think
I
so.
was like fuming and like, yeah, emotionally drained and like hyperventilating. And then like I was like tired and, I got up at 3:45 or 4:45, and
Yeah.
this late like I go at the same time as the car ahead of me. I don't see a lady, and she's got her windows down and she's like listening to Beyonce. It's like this like kind of like 50 something Persian woman blasting Beyonce.
Hell yeah.
And she like puts her hand up at me, and I was like, "Shut you got your hand up right up your ass, you fucking whore, man!" Like,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
like right at that second, I was like, I just achieved peace. And
It's-
for the
it's-
next
it's not worth
hours
it.
getting home, no, I was just like, just totally
out.
namaste. Yeah, I was
Mhm.
like, I think that was like some sort of like satanic road rage evil
Oh, yeah.
orgasm that just happened. Just like,
Mhm. You became
So-
Gandhi,
yes,
That's wild. Yeah.
Call me Mahatma.
right?
See, I hate it so much because I get the same way, and I just avoid it by staying late or leaving
Yeah.
early as much as I can. And then some days when I can't, for whatever reason, it's like I gotta meet with someone at 4 p.m. and it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, I don't want to drive at 4 p.m. anywhere. I don't want to be anywhere on the road at 4
Mhm.
p.m. That
And, well, and
really-
like
yeah.
I had like a stressful weekend to look forward to,
Uh-huh.
and like a bunch of stuff to do, and like stuff to do for work, and I had like from 5:10 p.m. until 8:30 to have an entire weekend, and it was like etching into it. Oh, I was
Yeah.
furious, and that's when I
Yeah.
called you, and then you're in Salt Lake City. I was like, oh, I'll just go, sit on Alistair's couch, but no, life.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to ask one in particular.
Okay.
So let's say you pull up at a stop sign, and imagine this however you want, but you pull up at a stop sign, and at the same time another car stops. What do you guys do?
At the stop sign?
Yeah, at the
Uh,
stop sign.
it
So you
dep-
both pull up at the same time.
I'll
Depends.
just let him go.
That or depends which side the car is on. Whoever's to the right usually goes first, in my eyes.
That's the rule.
Hmm. But if we're
Right,
if we're
right.
facing each other, I might wait. And if they don't move, I'll take off early. Because it's one of those after you. I'll be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go.
So the rule is the person to the right goes first,
Hmm.
except in the event. Oh no, there's someone vacuuming. It's probably gonna be.
Mother of God.
Except in the event where one person is turning, and in that case, regardless of whoever's on the right, the person who's turning has to go after.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's an entirely deeper level of contingency that no one practices.
Mm-hmm.
What if
Everyone
both?
was like, no, you go. But I do have a caveat with this one where it's just like, ladies, it's always ladies, who are like, I'll just be polite, and they endanger people's lives.
Mhm.
Like stop. Like I see ladies who like stop in a traffic circle and then are like, oh no, you go. I'm like,
Oh, speaking of traffic circles, have you seen how bad how bad we are with roundabouts? It's embarrassingly bad.
yes.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
have.
they don't know what to do. If there's two lanes, they'll somebody like, oh, what do we do or what?
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. And they're so efficient too. Like I see videos in Europe, or anywhere. They're so much more efficient for traffic flow and slowing people down and getting different directions. And here we are, we're going backwards. We're going counterclockwise, clockwise in it.
Or we're just waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I swear,
Or
like,
the fact that we're just stopped when there's no
Mm-hmm.
cars.
I think like part of this is like, I mean, I always say like America works because of diversity, but it's hard. But like, I feel like in places with like a huge amount of shared cultural heritage, like Italy, even though it was 11 countries in 1900 or
Mhm.
1870, but like, what people are gonna do. Like, you go to Mexico City and they got this shit on lock. They're just flying.
It's because there is no traffic laws over there.
There's no traffic laws, and then also everyone's like, yeah, we know how we drive here. But like in California, you have like the C class with something to prove. A brodos are doing wheelies, and then someone who should have been off the road 25 years ago.
Mhm. Some of my favorite drivers on the road are semi truck drivers because
Yes.
they'll start turning into a lane. They don't give a fuck who's there. If you hit me, you hit me. I got 40 tons of material. I'll drag you down the freeway. I don't care. Then especially when they cross like a double intersection, they'll cross it, and then you have to stop or else you'll hit them, kind of thing. You'll hit the
When I was a
trailer.
kid, we were in my mom's G20, and there was like some road rage guy like screaming at us and beeping and just being crazy.
Mhm.
And there were two 18-wheelers, and they kind of separate from the middle lane. And then I see an arm go out. My mom floors it, and then they just box the dude in and slow him down. It's like, damn, those dudes are like vengeful angels.
Right.
Do
It
you
was
guys
like,
ever do that?
what?
Sorry, do you guys ever like actually like kind of fuck with someone on
Oh,
the
I do it
Every
regularly.
day.
Just kind of like
Every
like
day.
nothing. They didn't do anything to you. It's kind of like you could tell that they want to go this way. You can tell that they want to go a little faster, and you just kind of like slow down, or you get into the lane, or you do a lane change or something,
Yep.
just to kind of keep them at bay.
Like
Mhm.
you're in the fast lane. You're going 15 miles per hour over. They want to go 30 miles over the speed limit, so they go to pass you on the right. But then I floor it, and then they decide that the best way to get around me is and then I try to like sync up with two other cars that are just
Yeah.
totally unconscious. Like just two cars from Frogger that are just going
Why
like
would you do that?
too slow.
Yeah.
And it's so great because they start like it's always in like a Durango Hellcat.
You can almost predict their moves coming up. You're like, okay, I know he's gonna try. You go fast and you slow down, and then you give them enough space, like a car length, and you speed up, and then you slow down.
Yeah. So like Oliver's been to Temecula wine country. We were leaving wine country, and it's like a 2-lane road. Like not
Mhm.
4 lanes total, 2 lanes total. And it's like a windy road. And like I was in my parents' Volt, and there was a guy behind me with Idaho plates and a lifted F-250, my favorite adversary. And he was like behind me and just like surging and surging up to me. And then it goes to a 2-lane road, and I just match speed with like a Corolla next to me. We just cork the road like a finger in a dike. And and the dude was like flashing his high beams, laying on the horn, hitting a train horn, and then swerving left and right. And then he drove into oncoming traffic to get around me.
Well,
This
And
guy
then
you need to get somewhere.
at the yeah, and he's like flooring it and yelling, and he's got his windows down. And then at the next like we go, and then I go to get on the freeway, and I'm 2 car lengths ahead of him. I'm like, how did this happen?
Hmm.
Because he's going like 85 and a 40.
You catch up and pass him somehow.
It's like so preposterous.
Mhm.
um,
Uh,
there's
What?
a.
Or sorry,
Oh, sorry.
go for it.
There's something that I experienced actually. Another thing that I thought of this weekend was because I normally stay in the slow lane and I let people that drive like that just go. Like
Yeah.
I don't really play those games.
Hmm.
Sometimes I will. Sometimes it's funny. But
Especially in your car, because it's like such an unassuming little white beetle.
yeah.
Like, they're gonna like pull up next to you and expect like Miss Daisy driving herself for once and just see you like.
Yeah. I remember actually, hold on, that reminded me of one thing. I remember one time this guy like I was 2 lanes one way. And this guy like turned in thinking it was 1 lane each way. So he's coming into oncoming traffic.
Oh, jeez.
And he's like he's at first kind of oblivious to it and then kind of realizing what's happening, so he's like slowing down. And at that point I like kind of threw my car at him. Like almost as if I was like bullying him. I was kind of
Oh,
like
like playing
pushing
chicken.
him. Like I turned into him.
Hmm.
And then he really got scared, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay." So that was I don't know, like moments like that I'm like, okay, fine, like this is too funny not to do
Yeah,
something. But most of the time, I just kind of stay in the slow lane and just kind of let all that shit go by,
Hmm.
and just accept that my car can't go. It can't go more than 75 without kind of fucking vibrating like crazy.
Just shaking apart.
Yeah, so it's like I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna go 70, and everyone's gonna go 85 past me, and that's fine.
Hmm.
Um, but there was
I
one thing. Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, there's one thing that like I do it out of choice mostly. Like you know, but this weekend when I was driving the truck with the trailer, it was more out of necessity. Like I can't really change lanes that easily. I can't really speed up and slow down as easily. So I'm kind of stuck in a lane at a speed, and I was more consistent and more cognizant of that. Like it's just kind of like I'm just going to be predictable for other people around me. And one of the things that really bothered me a lot,
Like
especially
half an hour.
especially during while driving this truck, was when people would not change
Okay.
speeds. They wouldn't speed up or slow down to go to merge onto the freeway. Like they would just continue driving their speed, and then the lane would end, and they just end up like in my path. And I'm
Yeah,
like, I can't
yeah.
change as easily, and I don't
That's a
know.
merger's. That's a merger's job. The mergee's job is to be normal.
Right.
It's like if you hear a skateboard coming down the street behind you, you just maintain your speed, and they'll go around you,
Yeah.
right?
Don't
Like if you're like,
freak out
ooh,
and turn
and you're
around
gonna
and
get run
move.
over.
You're gonna, yeah, exactly. That was a
Um,
crazy one. I never really experienced it in that way before.
did you notice that Utah drivers are just kind of like meandering around,
Yes.
and they're like, well, yeah, I got the Lord on my side.
There was one thing that I noticed about Salt Lake City drivers that blew me away was that, like, if you're at a traffic light, if you're at a red light, you're at the front at the red light, and it goes green, and you're gonna go forward. You're just gonna go
Yeah,
straight through the intersection. The
yeah.
person facing you, the oncoming traffic, but the lane that's turning left will just
Mm.
go in front of you.
Yeah, they
So it's
just
an unshielded left, and they won't wait for traffic
they
to
they
flow.
just gun it.
Oh,
Yeah.
like these people just haul, or these people haul ass right here, like to turn left.
Let me see.
It's like
Yeah, so
you're waiting.
Yeah.
It's like you're over here, and these people will haul ass in front of you.
yeah,
Yes.
and
Okay.
it's like a total Manhattan level grid city too.
Like almost every time they'll do it.
I
To
had
the
something
point where
similar
it
happen with
scared me at
this.
first. It definitely was like, what the fuck was that?
It's
And then
you're not
my girlfriend
expecting
was
it.
like, no, they do this all the time. She's like, I always, when the light turns green, I always pause. Like I wait a second because I know that they're just gonna go, and then I'll go.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just a cultural thing now.
So I had something kind of like this happen to me today. It happens to me at least once a week, where it's a double left turn like this, right?
Hmm.
I always go to the outside because I'm always going to be going a little faster. And I
Hmm.
always have for some reason, I'm cursed. The person in this lane
Oh,
they'll start going into my lane, like right around here. I'm like,
yeah,
bro, do you
yeah,
not see me? Once a week it happens. I honk at the horn. They look at me all confused, like, dude, do you realize you almost hit me? Like, they have
they
no
don't,
clue. It's like
they don't.
they're not aware, like,
My
the curbing right here or something. They'll get scared of it, so they'll slow down. They'll make this, they'll do
Yes.
this. Well, they'll go wide and then cut hard this way. That there's just it's such a
Well, the one I noticed is that they do like a shallow line first, so they'll cut in early, and then they'll realize that they've kind of pinched themselves with the curb in the other lane. So
okay.
then they really get scared, and then they're like, "Oh shit!" And then they turn at the last second and
Mm,
go
yeah.
around the curb.
That's why I always
In
take
that
the
yellow line
outside.
on the bottom left.
Oh,
Yeah,
like,
that's funny because the one thing that happened with I remember I was with Dylan actually. We were driving in the Avalanche, and that shit happened to us. And
which
it
is
was like
a lot of vehicle to like try to
it's a big
with
bright yellow truck with an
two
exhaust
tone.
system.
Yeah,
And
with the Flowmaster.
and the exact same thing happened to him. So it's like, yeah, people are just not. It's like not even on their radar that there's another turn lane.
But yeah, this is one of my biggest pet peeves is like the number of times that someone's just they widen out the turn and like just expect you to also break the law or get killed.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they also do it. They'll widen out the turn on the right turn too, right? Like so, like you're coming up to
Yeah.
an intersection, and then they go out and they go into to quote, I guess lane
Well,
one or fast lane or whatever you
Mm-hmm.
want to call it.
yeah.
Right. They did something.
Shoulder lane.
Let me see if I can. I don't know if they'll do it. Let me see if they'll come up San Jose right turn. They did something here recently where. Oh, here we go. Exactly what I'm looking for. They
Oh,
they
what's
did this
this?
recently. It's annoying.
Oh,
If it
move your
ever-
mic closer.
No, I was just zooming into the
Oh, okay.
using my fingers to pinch the image a little closer. Can
Each.
I? Okay.
So what is this? This is just for like a bike lane?
Um, I'm trying to see if I can make the image bigger, but no, it's not working out. Oh,
You can click on it, no?
oh, jeez, oh, jeez.
No,
What?
no, no. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. No, no. You're going. You're going the wrong way.
Yeah. Um, whatever. It's
Whatever.
Here we go.
This
So
is the biggest one.
so normally you have a right turn. It's like this. You just take a hard 90-degree right. What they did was they put a bike lane here and they have cones all the way out to here, like
Okay.
way out here.
Yeah.
So basically, it almost forces you because there's a this traffic is coming. It's kind of hard to gauge whether the car is in this first lane or the lane over. So basically, it's almost like a mental thing where it almost forces your nose into the intersection to kind of for you to better gauge if you need to
So
if the
stupid.
car it
Whoa.
yeah.
So fucking stupid.
So you go way out. It feels like it feels wrong, like you're like doing something illegal. But
And
yeah,
nobody rides bikes.
It feels like
Exactly.
you're not turning until you're in the middle of the intersection.
exactly. So
That's
so if
weird.
yeah, it's a little yeah. I don't like it.
Okay.
They do this shit in Salt Lake.
Do
Oh,
they?
do they?
Yeah,
Not
they
aware.
like. I don't want to say what I'm about to say, but outside of the Whole Foods,
Mhm.
but you know, just like, ugh, God, it's so bothersome, so bothersome.
Trying to see, but yeah, it's like yeah, I don't know why they did because no one really like I said, no one rides bikes around that neighborhood. It's next to ironically, it's next to a cemetery too. So it's like, hey, if you die, we'll just chuck you over the fence here.
I saw something a couple days ago on Reddit, and they were like, everyone always says you don't have to respect bicycles because they're not cars, but bicycles don't cause 120 million deaths a year. And it's like, how many deaths are from bicycles? It's so fucking dangerous.
Oh yeah.
You're just butt naked flying through the wind
Mm-hmm.
out there with nothing but like a wish.
It's like as much as I love bicycles and bicycling, it's like I would never do it.
Yeah,
Right.
it's-
I would never do it.
I wonder
On
if
the
I
roads.
can actually find one like in San Jose, like the Google Maps.
Yeah.
While you guys keep talking, I'll see if I can find something. Well, let's see. What's a good habit I have while driving? I still do it to this day. I always look over my shoulder when switching lanes. Always, like without missing a beat. I don't know why. Just
You
it's
really?
like yeah. Every single time I
Yeah.
switch lanes, I'll look over my left or right shoulder, regardless. I'll look over my shoulder more than my mirrors. Like I don't know
what,
if
what did you start driving in? Was it the Suburban?
yeah, the Suburban. Yep.
Yeah, I learned to drive in an Avalanche, and there's no visibility out the back, so
Mhm.
you gotta like just have like full on, like, dogfighting neck. You're looking at the sky for God's sakes.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hate
I always had a
traffic.
bad habit of I still do of not looking until I'm already going. Like until I'm already changing lanes. So like
Oh,
I'll be like, I'm pretty sure it's empty because this car just drove by, and I'm looking in my mirror and there's no one there. So then like I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go. And as I'm already turning and crossing over the lines, I'll look over and I'll be like, yeah, I was right.
Oh, so-
You know, the worst thing that happened to my driving habits is getting an economical car with cruise
Uh-huh.
control and an MPG gauge. Because I used to be like, okay, I have an Explorer, like I can get 22, maybe 24 out of it if I drive real slow. But now, like, I can see the MPG gauge, so I set the cruise control to 88 miles an hour, and I'm like, still getting over 32.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm endangering people's lives. And I'm like, but it's economical,
Mhm.
Yeah, you're still
which is
getting 32?
insanity.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
I never get below 33 if I stay off the streets.
So here's the intersection I was talking about. So what they did was they added cones straight here all the way until about here. There's cones. So you have to drive like out here and stop right on here and then take a 90-degree right.
So stupid.
And then these cones actually stretch out this way too. So that it's like there's like a dead space here. Like for some reason, like anytime there's like a big semi truck, it's like a 8-point turn for it to do a U-turn right here instead of being just a single turn, single point, no point, whatever. And
I just
and there's a cemetery back there I was talking about.
there's always like, and I love bicycles. Like I asked for a bicycle for my 17th birthday, not a car.
Hmm.
But like just bending over backwards for bicycles, and I'm like, so what? So the 18 wheelers that deliver all of our food can't get to the store? Like, come
Mhm.
on. Like, we still like all this like well-meaning nonsense. I'm sounding like a Republican right now, but all this like well-meaning nonsense just making the world less efficient for actual logistical things that are necessary.
Right.
I'd feel better about a bus lane.
Yeah,
Right.
that actually is important.
Right. Especially like in certain main like thoroughways, it's like, yeah, just fucking put a bus lane and make it make it so it doesn't have to wait in traffic, make it faster, make it whatever, and then you'll just get more ridership, you know?
Yeah, make it. This is what's so annoying about the whole thing is like I've ridden a bike everywhere for from like 10 to 18, and then when I lived in South Carolina I didn't even have a car. It fucking sucks. It's awful.
Yeah.
You're like in the rain, like you slip, it gets stolen, it gets vandalized, the homeless fuck with it, like, and it's like riding on a bus should be a civil experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's like charge $5,
Mhm.
a week, like just charge money for it, a small amount, and make it better. It wouldn't be that hard. Sorry, I'm ranting.
That's cool.
Another annoyance when it comes for like I don't know if you would call it like bad driving habits is, let's say that you're in a crowded parking lot and there's this car's going to leave in this car, people that wait in the middle of the lane instead of pulling over, that annoys me beyond belief.
Wait,
Oh,
wait.
I got
So,
one
like,
better.
they're just blocking you from going
Right.
ahead? Like to just
No,
go,
no,
like,
they're
I'm just gonna-
they're just unaware of their surroundings. They're not courteous. They'll wait in the middle of the lane. I'm like, dude, you can literally just go over 10 feet this way or 5 feet, and then I can sneak through and go around because I don't care about your parking spot. It's almost, I don't know if they're just situationally unaware,
I
not
think they're
courteous, or
defensive.
or protective.
Yeah, I
Just
think they're
drunks.
being really defensive.
Hmm.
Yeah, because so many people steal your parking spot.
I've never
That
had
happens to me all the time.
I've never had that happen to me.
It happens to people who like don't put the signal on. But
Mm.
it's like, and if someone does steal my parking spot, like, what am I gonna do? Jump through the window of their car and get stabbed in the neck? Like, no.
Like the smoke shop in
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah, fuck. I never found out what happened to that kid.
I didn't, well, he said
It was
he said I'm dead, so he might have died.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
said,
bro,
I'm dead,
yeah.
I'm dead, I'm dead.
Well, and he
Like this
stabbed
guy
him
right
in
here.
The spine.
Did he really? Damn. Yeah, he fucked them up. And then there's one part where like he's laying on the ground behind the counter and he's like, "I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean it wasn't my idea." And then the guy's like, "Shut up."
Yeah. Shut up, bitch. I own you.
You shut
It's-
up.
it's
And
like
he was
this.
calling the ambulance, like. Oh.
And so let's say he wants to turn to this lane, just scoot over this way or this way, and I can just sneak past and go look for another spot.
Mhm. Interesting. I always park super far away.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
Oh well, I should ask
I mean,
you.
I
Do you,
guess if
do,
it's
do
just
you
that,
guys
yeah,
do you guys
Uh-huh.
park nose first or ass first?
nose.
I do ass first. It's so much easier to get out of a parking spot because I have a backup
Yeah.
camera too, so I'm kind of spoiled.
What
Yeah, I
about
don't
in
have
like
a
this where it's like the angled spots though?
I'll
Like
go
this photo like this where it's like it's a one-way lane.
right. Oh well, yeah. I guess you can't really because they're all diagonal. Yeah, you can't really
Yeah.
hard park. But if they're like two lanes, like one traffic this way, I'll do the thing where I'll go backwards into like the opposite lane and park backwards. I'll do that.
Mm,
It just makes leaving such a breeze because all you have to do is
it does.
kind of look over your shoulder a little bit, and that's it. You don't have to worry about cross traffic so much, or not seeing somebody.
That's true because like at least where I work, where I used to park, I would park in between two SUVs, and basically it was like the spot was like right in front of you as soon as you pulled in.
Mhm.
So that it was like you pull in and it's straight ahead, and that was what the spot I would get.
Okay.
If I showed up early enough, and then if I didn't, then everyone parks off to the side, right? So as I'm leaving, if I'm early to my car, and I'm having to back up, dude, it was like crazy cross traffic, and I'm in between two big ass trucks, so I can't see shit.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'd
what.
have to just sit there
Mhm.
and wait.
Just slowly,
At least if I
slowly,
was-
slowly. Just pull out.
Yeah, at least if I was parked in reverse or whatever.
Like this van or something. You
I
stick
think
your
it's
nose out.
It was a little bit faster, right? Like as soon as
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a small opening,
Oh, yeah.
I can take.
Stick your nose in and just block traffic.
Yeah, now I'm like, now I'm just like, fuck that. I just park super far away.
Oh, here's another question for you guys.
Uh-huh.
When it comes to your side mirrors, that external ones, do you have yours closer to you so you can see your fenders, or pushed way out so you can
I
see kind of?
barely see my car.
Okay,
I want to see a sliver of fender.
I barely see my car. Yeah, like a line.
I don't even see. I have mine pushed out so it's like I can see part of the next lane over to me. So because I don't really care what's close to my car necessarily, I want to care what would be over more. Because again, I'm always looking over my shoulder. So
Yeah. No,
Mhm.
I think it's a comfort thing. Because I
Mhm.
know you don't have to see your
Right.
car. It's there, but
I think it.
I tend to.
Yeah, I don't know. I like
So
to have a little.
exactly what's next to you, kind of thing.
I guess it's not really necessary, right? But
I gotta
yeah.
know
Mhm.
if there's a lamprey on the side of my car.
It's like, so you guys drive kind of like this almost.
Yeah, I think about that. Maybe a little less.
Okay. I'm trying to like
I don't know. My
mine
car's pretty
are
vertical, pretty upright. So yeah, I guess
okay.
it'd be like that.
Mine are pushed to the point where it's like the car would be more like over here, like my edge of my car.
Damn.
So I could literally see what's like down the entire length of the lane
Mm-hmm.
further coming up.
Dude, spending all this time on the freeway is really hard on your car. I've gotten both doors of my car dented from 2x4s and nails and shit
Really?
flying.
Damn.
Yeah,
Wow.
I have like a big crease in the driver door now.
It's also Southern California.
It's just people. My
It,
coworker came to like get a free chicken coop. He's like, okay, we're gonna go out. I'm like, you're not gonna tie it down when you get on the freeway? And he's like, no. Okay.
What car is this right here? What do you think this is? Like a
LFA?
Lotus? Is it Oh yeah, maybe
That's an
yeah.
LFA Nürburgring edition.
Yeah, the orange. I forgot about that, huh?
Have you been on this app? Sorry, sidetrack. Have you been on this website called Cardle?
No.
It's like
I thought
Wordle.
it was. Oh, Cardinal. I thought that was car ID.
How do you spell
No,
it?
it's like
Car DLE like that? Cardle?
yeah, RDLE. Yeah, just like that. And the
Oh,
first
okay.
one. Let's play it. Let's play. it.
Let's
So you
assuming.
just
Matt Cardle.
so you just get to play. Yeah, this is what you get. You gotta guess the car. I'm
Oh,
Oh
thinking
yeah.
I don't
Hyundai
know.
Veloster. That's what I'm thinking.
Hyundai
You should know. Yeah. I just thinking that because of the
Veloster.
fender. Yeah.
Where do I
You
click?
guys have a clue? I don't know.
Do I say enter?
Enter.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, okay, I was wrong. So now it gives you a better clue.
I don't
One of them
know.
was hard. One of them was like the Volkswagen XL1, and like all you see was the scissor door, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like it's not,
Right.
or like the butterfly doors. So you think it's something exotic, but it's just an
So,
XL1.
I'm trying to think what has these lines like that. Is that a No, not a
It
Focus.
looks front-wheel drive to me because it looks like a
Right.
real funky hood. It doesn't look like
I was typing Ford
a 3 Series with a long head.
Focus.
No, but they don't. Oh,
Is that a
that's
GTI?
Yaris. That's a Yaris GR.
Is it?
I
Okay.
should have known this.
Yaris GR. Yep.
Yeah. The other car that has the front
Weird
rear
looking
line like
fender.
that. Yeah.
Mhm.
The rear fender in the first image. Yeah.
All right, back here.
Yeah. That's a circuit pack one too. So anyway, yeah, it's like you just show up every day, and then
Well, okay.
you can. I don't think it has a share function because usually you would share your score like on Wordle.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
When you're done for math, where you just share the score, which it just shows red, green, to show that you
Okay.
got it in the third one. Or
Oh, I think I did right there for a second, but I clicked out of it. Oh, never mind.
Sure.
My brain is so broken and insane that I looked at this like, God, it'd be so easy to cheat on this. And I was like, oh, who would?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a dumb game. I
Right.
wish there was more. Like I wish you could just keep playing it.
You only get one try.
Well, that's
I
it.
need
There's just the
more.
one photo for the day.
Oh,
and then you
okay.
gotta go tomorrow
Oh.
and then have another car.
Gotcha.
And the idea is like
Um,
everyone's guessing on the same car at the same time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you guys tailgate?
I
No.
don't think
What
I
am I-
do.
That's one of the only things I don't do. Like I eat in the car, I fuck around, I go to drive-throughs, text. But like you think about it as a very risky process where you can mitigate risk. It's like getting close to other things when your only task is to not hit things.
I
And
don't
like
have the tires to tailgate. I
Yeah.
have like Treadwear
s-
780 tires.
I got snow tires.
Yeah. And I don't have ABS. Like my shit just locks up and I'm going.
Damn,
Like,
you got a
I'm
sports
barely
car?
slowing down. Hmm.
Damn, you got a sports car, no ABS.
Yeah, no ABS. Well, I think it just doesn't work. And
You pulled the fuse.
fucking rock hard tires. I purposefully got the ones with the highest tread wear rating
Hmm.
just to see if I can get 80,000 miles from them.
Oh, out of a set of tires, jeez.
Yeah, dude.
God, I think
I'm looking
I
for.
only get like 50 or like 40 out of mine. But I kind of I don't want to say I have big tires, but they're kind of chunky tires. Like they're
Yeah.
225s, 250s.
So I can't tailgate. Like I have like once I upgraded to these tires, my fucking cornering grip just went way down, and I felt it right away as soon as I got on the on ramp. I'm like, damn, this shit's awful.
Hmm.
Like it's like I'll be going 25 and on like those turnpike on ramps, you know, the ones where you like do a loop de loop.
Okay.
And there's one right by my house where it's like I like to hit it because it's a fun corner. It's like banked and empty, and it's Magnolia to the 15 North
Right.
zone. And like in Dylan's car, you could hit it and it would like kind of start to hurt. Like it's
Yeah, I
like
have not found an upper limit speed for almost anything in that
yeah,
car. Is like unless you are like just like surging and mashing on the gas and two gears too low, it's just like okay, try harder, bitch.
right, yeah, because it just has everything going for it, right? The low weight, the low center of gravity,
Hmm.
everything. Um, my
Really,
car,
really,
it's
really
like
good traction control.
barely, I'm barely pushing it. I'm probably not going faster than the people around me,
Hmm.
and if I drive over that white line on the shoulder, it's like squealing like crazy.
I'm losing
Yeah,
traction.
that's already too much. Yeah, and I'm barely going like 25, maybe 26. Yeah,
Starts like nose diving.
Hmm.
yeah,
It's
yeah, and
well,
it's
your
yeah,
car is a lot like a four-wheeled Vespa, like in
yeah.
general
Uh-huh.
amenities.
How's our time looking?
Where we just ran out.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
No,
Yeah.
you're out of time.
But I think one of the worst things people can do is just situationally unaware, or like they clam up or kind of panic and don't know that they start braking or something like that. It's like,
Uh-huh.
dude, just relax, just keep going. Don't slam on the brakes in the middle
Oh
of the
yeah, that's
freeway.
one thing. Yeah, when someone is mistakenly changing lanes into someone else, and then the person isn't realizing that they haven't realized that someone is turning into them, and then when they do, they like overreact. They like fucking jerk the wheel like crazy, be like whoa, and then just like
Eh,
almost hit another car in the
Exactly.
process.
Yeah.
That
That
is so
overreaction.
funny to me. I don't know why. Like, I had this happen to me one time. This like old lady in a Chevy Volt started doing that to me, and I just stayed right next to her because she was going so slow that the collision speed was gonna be like a mile an hour, even though we
Okay.
were both going 40.
Hmm.
I'm like, it's fine, just calm. And she started, but I also noticed that I was going about 3 miles an hour faster than she was, so like I just stayed in my lane as she kept going, 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 and she eventually realized that she was merging into me as I was driving past her.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. And then she did the thing, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. It was your fault.
It's like,
there
well,
was
lady, you
a
overreacted.
there was a girl we went to high school with that she was driving and she hit the brakes and she's like, I thought I hit something. The brake pedal started jumping up and down, going
Oh,
ga 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 ga. Okay, but it was like an old '90s Nissan, and she just destroyed the car and crashed another one. And my dad's like, "That's called anti-lock brakes."
yeah.
Hmm.
So
She,
she was
yeah,
like,
that
"Ah!"
I was watching the last weekend, no, 2 weekends ago, Motor Week had a marathon. I don't know if you guys watched it on YouTube, but there was a Motor
No.
Week marathon, and
When I'm in
they would
control,
play the
it's
full
always a Motor
episode.
Week marathon.
No, but they had the full episode, so it wasn't just the segments. So they would play like the whole like they would even play like the little like snippets that were not car reviews. So they'd play one that was like car driving safety, and the one that they kept playing was like how to use ABS correctly, and it's like press firmly on the brakes, stay on the brake, because it's like even if your pedal shakes,
Right.
um, which I thought was pretty funny because I don't think I've ever had a car with ABS.
Well, my '88 Bronco had it, and
Uh-huh.
it would like, like
Yeah.
it was violent, and your foot would get slapped off the, like if you had wet shoes,
Mhm.
like your foot would slide off the pedal because the pedal would move like a full inch.
Yeah.
And also it was so short because those have a shorter wheelbase
Yeah.
than a CJ5, so it would
Wow.
just pitch up off the back tires immediately in their
That's
drums.
fucking like diving forward, like yeah.
Mhm. Cuckoo.
The leaping
The
lemur.
back end is like the back end is probably like sliding out on you.
Yeah.
Do you remember there was a girl in our high school that drove a red pickup kind of like that she flipped it when she was leaving high school?
Yeah, it was a Ranger Splash.
It was a Ranger.
Yeah, it was a Splash.
There were 3 girls in this little truck.
Oh, like all
She
three
was
across.
Yeah, and she was driving, leaving school, so she's not going fast.
No, and it was a 5-speed too.
It was a 5-speed, and she tried to, she was trying to throw out her gum out the window, and it got stuck because she had the window cracked. And it got stuck on the glass, so she got distracted by that. She's like, "Get the fucking gum out!" And she crashed.
Oh, jeez.
She crashed at like 25 and flipped it. She like just upside down.
No. Wow, that's
Yeah.
that's a dumb way to
Blew out
crash.
all the windows, slid like
We
10
heard
feet.
it. We didn't. We heard it, and then somehow one of our friends happened to be walking close enough. You know, he was
Daniel?
kind of walking.
David?
Daniel, that was his name. David?
He's
No,
a
it
little
wasn't
Filipino
Daniel.
kid,
It
right?
was David. David. Because they were like best friends, so I always confused the two.
Yeah.
It was David, and he ran in and like fucking
Pull them out.
opened the door and pulled them out and like saved their lives.
He got on the news and he got a college scholarship out of it.
Did he really?
Yeah, they gave him money.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, oh, if if they're gonna give me money, I'll go save some
But-
fucking stranger.
But what happened to the gum though?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What
It
car
was
is
something
it?
like a girl who looked like Ashley Simpson.
Oh, okay. What car is this?
Skyline.
Is this like a Fury or I don't know what this is.
It's a
I don't
59.
know.
Uh,
Damn, that A-pillar is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think that's just a
It's
Chevy.
like up.
Isn't that a 59 Chevy?
I don't
Let's
know.
see.
Probably.
I don't know that era too well. It's
No, me
it's like
neither.
the 30s.
Yeah.
Very very low ridery. Yeah, it's 50.
So,
No, Chevys have the big tail lights.
Hmm.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah. I was in Colorado for like
Yeah,
half a
yeah,
week.
yeah.
So this is one of the other cars I saw as well.
That's cool.
Anything else? I was at a restaurant getting dinner and I saw this thingy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like a Manx.
Excellent.
Is it what?
It's like a Manx. I don't know what it is.
It looks
Yeah,
a little
it's probably
tall.
Not a mix, but it's yeah.
Wait, what were the old Chevy brands? Buick, Pontiac, Olds,
Cadillac.
Cadillac.
This thing is just like super clean to me.
It looks really nice. Those are the those like newer WRX wheels.
Are they
They
okay?
look really good.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I-
He
I
has like an STI front.
right. It's like this is what do you call it, the Hawkeye or Falcon Eye? I forget what you call this
The Hawkeye,
generation.
yeah.
I was
Hawkeye.
gonna say that the hood doesn't fit, but
He could use some.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
Yeah, it's very clean. Like if I was gonna get a hatchback, I'd do something similar to this. I think.
I like it when they
that
graft.
first car was a 1960 Chevy.
Oh, okay. I like
This-
when they graft on the WRX sedan rear fenders because this wagon is like a
Don't
narrow
be.
body.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The wagon is a narrow body and the sedan has like slightly boxed fender flares.
Mhm.
It's
Check-
not much. It's like 20 millimeters, like an inch.
Check out this dealership
looks
near my
really
house.
Oh,
Whoa!
hell yeah, brother.
Wow.
These
I
are
like
all
that
for sale.
That AMC right there on the first
Is that
one.
like it looks like a fake dealership for filming movies at?
It does. Yeah, that does not look.
It looks like what is that? An FJ right there or FC or
Yeah,
what do you call it?
Really
Yeah,
nice one.
FJ40. Yeah.
I took
Oh, nice. Bitch and Camaro.
I took a second picture, like a.
And it used
little-
to be a Scion dealership.
This one's a little later, so
Oh, a Z3M too.
Yeah,
Z3M
like-
Roadster.
this thing is
Wait,
dope right here
it's a
too.
Crazy dealer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you used to be a Toyota, huh?
That is a.
I was on my way to the Hyundai dealer near where I live, That's an old. Is that the old Camaro Firebird that I really don't like? I think right there.
I think it might be
The
like
dive board
79.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is my last picture. I was kind of I don't want to say dumbfounded. It's these off-center doors. I'm like, what?
It looks
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what is up with this off-center door? Like, I'm confused.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's horrific.
Yep.
I think they stopped selling those. They seem to be
Okay.
like just in every fleet in America. Oh, I was driving to work and there's look at the sky. Balloons.
Oh
down.
yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
you see them? Right at the horizon. Big old hot air balloons.
Ugh, big
yeah.
balloons.
Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah.
I actually
Full
really
of
like that
hot air.
Forester. I like that generation of Forester a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You should have moved to Utah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, nice.
I saw this. I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
is this really running a variant TDI?
Does he have dual exhaust? This thing looks dirty right here too.
Dude, those are
I
the
think
old,
so.
like, whatever they're called, like ALH, I think is the generation of diesel engines that these have, and those apparently are, like, indestructible.
Are
I
they?
think everything else around them.
Yeah, the car
disintegrated,
will
no?
just completely fall apart. Like, I
Yes,
bet
it's a
nothing in that
diesel.
car works. But that engine, I've heard they're good for like 700,000 miles.
Jesus.
Or like 1,000,000 miles, like whatever. It's just no rebuild.
It's just a Toyota.
Yeah, it's like a Toyota, but
Mm-hmm.
unlike a Toyota, the rest of the car just completely.
Look at the huge grill in this thing over here. The new Chevys are the newer ones.
Dude, I'm so burned out on grills and cars,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
on trucks especially.
The most
This is a
expensive.
big-
I was gonna say the most expensive one is probably this Lexus right here, right? Or
The LX, yeah.
yeah,
I like
piece of the on landing or whatever they call that community.
I've turned into such a freaking truck hater in this episode.
Yeah.
All right,
More?
that's it. Do you have anything?
Just done something. No, I don't know.
All right, I'm done with
No,
mine.
just was an updating.
You don't? Who does?
No,
Do
I
you
don't.
want to call it?
I didn't get any photos. I was driving.
All right,
Yeah.
bye bye.
Call it. Bye.
Bye, bobbers and bobbers.
Oh, there are fans. Bob is.